Over the last few months, I've been doing a Rust server world tour of sorts, and the next step along the way was rustafied SCA main. While I was working on a new main base design behind the scenes, I wanted to build a fortress base in some sort of rock formation to protect all my boom, as the plan this wipe was to literally raid everything. I've never done this many raids in a wipe before, and some of them aged me a few years. But to get started, I was eyeing off a god rock in the deep snow, so I headed over to try and claim it. Hello all, we are back and I'm on rustafied SCA main. It's a server I'm yet to play somehow, and the plan is to just raid everything through the snow. But to do that, I'm going to need a very strong base to fall back on in case I face any repercussions for the raids I'm about to do. So the plan is to go to Outpost, get a bit of stuff, and then head to the snow and we'll try claim a god rock. I don't know if we'll get one, there's a couple out there. If not, we'll just fall back to something else, but that's the plan. Raid everything and annoy all the ZERGs, like usual. I have a bit of a loose plan in my head about how this wipe and video will work. The first half will be for the building enthusiasts. We need to set up this fortress. And then the second half is just going to be chaos with PvP and raids. I want to use at least 200 rockets this wipe, which is a lot. So for now, the plan is Outpost, Deep Snow, and if you like solo content, please subscribe. Can't spend too much time here. We need to pretty much get to the snow on one bag. There's a god rock in a really good spot, but I think a lot of people will be going for it. Damn, oh, I knew it. Someone's already got a base there. Whoever got the horse spawn in that group would have just ran straight there and sealed it. I might just put a base on top, so I have a bag, and if they get raided early we can reclaim it, but we'll have to go to plan B. Right, that'll just do for now. I just wanted a bag here. I don't have time to get a metal door. There's one more rock I ran past on the way up here. And we're going to go get that one. In hindsight, this might actually be the better rock. It's not a god rock, but I can farm a bit more to seal it up. But look at all the nodes around this rock. It is crazy, and it's on the edge of the snow, so I'm not cold all the time. And I've got access to cloth. But then I'm just like half a grid over to the snow where I have abundance of sulfur for these raids. Well, I reckon once we get a base in there and get a feel for it, it might actually be the better option. Yeah, like look at the space here. I can do like a 3x3 core, which is where the rockets would be produced, then have like triangle lanes on either end for if anyone tries to raid me, so I can seal and have like multiple walls to the core. I'm actually really liking this spot. The idea to change my base location ends up being the best decision I could have made. I can't remember the last time I seen this many nodes in such a small area that respawned as fast as these did. With an abundance of farm now, all that was missing were the basics. I headed over to water treatment plant to try get a sheet metal door and some other basic components. Alright, we're going to try sneak into water treatment plant. I've been hearing a lot of gunshots, but I need a metal door, and this is the only recycler. That or find a bear. That was close, went straight past my face. He didn't end up chasing me, so I'll try get a cheeky... Hang on, some stuff in here. I'll recycle this and we'll try get it back to base. Oh, there's people there. Won't be going that way. Oh, and there's someone there too. There's people everywhere. I'm gonna have to go like bush to bush, I reckon, just to get home. There is no way he's just ran straight past me in that bush. Please let me get home. I need this cloth. Look at that glorious rock. I actually really like this place. It's like a real medieval vibe to it. You know, like flat open land, the healing rain. This would be a perfect spot for the next update, like the medieval patch. You could put a big castle here. It'd look wicked. I just realised running back that I'm right next to a train tunnel exit. And there's a little trick with them on high-pop servers. It's quite OP. And I'll try get an animal while I'm out as well to get a furnace and finish off the frags for this door. People sleep on this train tunnel exit, especially for a solo. These barrels, by the time you've done a full lap and gotten back to the first one, they've almost respawned on high-pop servers. They're like a little mini monument in themselves, and not really people make use of this, so you can just get free farm, uncontested. So we'll do that for a bit, try find a bear, we'll get our furnace. This is actually massive. I needed 2 furnaces early. I needed a lot of metal just to fortify the front wall of this base. We got the nodes, we got the wood, and now we got the furnaces. Progress is going well. Now that I'd acquired the basics, all that was needed was the farm. With the way the time zones worked in this region, I was going to go to sleep early tonight so I could have a massive second day tomorrow, but I at least wanted the main entrance and the rear side done and fortified before logging out. The plan over the next few hours was to scout around and see who was living near me, and to farm up and start building out the main base's footprint. Alright, it's time to do some base work, and step 1 is put a base on top of this rock so no one takes it from me, because that'd be very awkward. I'm just going to do a little bunker, and then we'll build a tower on it as the wipe progresses. Right, that'll do for now, I reckon. I think it's time we get some farm while the furnaces are cooking. But look what you can see up here. You can like literally see everything. This is one of the best spots I've built in, I reckon. Uh-oh, we've got neighbours moving in right next to the rock. That's interesting. They got a P2 and a tier 2 already. That's probably a starter base, I reckon, if they're putting it there. Which means they're probably going to rush boom as well, so I really need to fortify my little rock before I log out tonight. I'm going to try to get on that now and work around these guys. And keep my head down low. I don't want to be raided yet. Normally I would just go to war with them till the end of time, but I don't want anyone to raid the rock yet. I need it to be a fortress before I even get someone to think about doing it. So the next day or two is just head down, keep a low profile, farm up, make it into a fortress, get rockets, and then show the server I exist. That's the plan anyway, but if you're familiar with my videos, my plans never go to plan. These are my rocks. Get back to your little base up the hill. See what I mean though? There's just nodes everywhere. It ain't gonna take long to build a fortress. The downside to being on this slope where I can see everything is that everyone can see me as well. So I think we'll get what we got back to base. I think that's enough just to at least get that little center footprint done, get some more doors on, and I'll feel a lot more safer. I like it when a plan comes together. Time to do a little expanding, because I know what these servers are like. This is a reasonably high pop, and there'll be Zergs out raiding in probably the next hour or two, so you want something more than just a 2x1, or you won't have a base anymore. I think we only have one entrance. Right, so the principle behind this base, my thoughts of it anyway, I'm going to have another layer off these walls on externals, and there's big Zergs on this server, and if anyone's going to raid me, it's going to be one of them. Now, I've defended a lot of raids against Zergs, and the key to doing it is smoke grenade seals, because you can't peek Zergs anymore. 50% of them cheat, and the other 50% cheat. So, I need triangle lanes with auto turrets to protect the breach, so I can throw smokes and seal, and I need that at each end of the base. So that's the plan for now, try get that done, and then probably sleep after that. Alright, the main part's pretty much done. This gives the illusion of a fortress. It's not quite a fortress yet, but it's better than nothing. It should deter people trying to raid it, especially with the key lock for now, at least. There'll be another layer of walls here off of an external, but you go through the first door, you've got a second door you get up to, which I can throw grenades out of. Then you come into like this big open area, which I will flesh out over the next couple days. But it's the same on the other end, just without a door. It's looking good. With the main shell having been completed, it at least created the illusion that this base might be an expensive night one raid. I was hoping that it would deter any big groups from giving it a go, and I couldn't have timed it better as my neighbours living on the ice lake got raided just as I was about to log out by a big Zerg in the deep snow. I finished up some final base upgrades and went to sleep hoping I would survive the first night. Hello. Good morning. I need a coffee. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning here, but we've survived the night. The plan to fortify this thing, I think, has paid off, but there's not much in this base at all. Literally nothing. So, to start the day, I reckon we go down the train tunnels, get a bunch of comps for garage doors, tier 2 and some guns, and then we turn the rest of this base into a fortress while PvPing throughout the day. And then by the end of today, we should be making rockets. And then the next 3 days is just going to be anarchy. 200 rockets is the goal. Use 200 rockets and raid everything. We'll see how we go, but for now, train tunnels. It's gonna be the worst shot of my life. Don't shoot a crossbow after just waking up. Well, get that out of the system. That's why we're going down the train tunnel, just see to warm up. I gotta be careful who I kill around here. This is gonna be a recurring theme, I think. But while the base is still weak, I don't want to be killing a freaking ZERG farmer at my doorstep. There's an AK right next to my base. I don't know where that's come from. It's come up overnight, but I think that base might be getting raided. Definitely being raided. That is a problem because my two big, I guess, insulators were on the ice lake and they got raided last night, and now these guys are being raided by someone below them. Like the two big targets that were protecting me, they aren't there anymore. So I really need to get onto making this base strong and quick. This will be the fun part, attempting to recycle it with a raid going on right next to the recycler. Wish me luck. Alright, that's big. Please let me get this back to base. That's pretty much my tier 2 right there, and then we can look at fortifying the base. Alrighty, things are going well. There's my tier 2. There's that raid next door though. Hopefully I'm not next. So we really need to get on to actually strengthening this base. With the looming threat of raids being next to me and there not being many more raid targets in this area, I buckled down and farmed my brains out while everyone was occupied with the raids. With the abundance of nodes, it didn't take me long to be sitting on a serious pile of resources. Part 2 of the rock build was about to begin, and I was seriously worried that I might have a ZERG on my doorstep within the next few hours if I didn't beef this base up. So I started fortifying the base in preparation for my rocket production. Alright, got a tier 2, bunch of farm. I think it's time to flesh this out. I got a rough layout in my head, but we'll start with the inner 3x3 first, I think. The second floor plan is just chain link fences, and there'll be a line of 4 auto turrets on each side. So if they do get through the first set of defenses, then they hit a wall of auto turrets. So I can be up above just throwing grenades and trying to drop down to seal. That's the plan in my head anyway. We'll see how it goes. Nice, starting to look like a base. This floor here will be where the turrets will be, below will be where all the loot is and the autocraft for the rockets, and above me will be the bedrooms to respawn at. I'll just finish upgrading all this stuff, and then I'll do the front external, and then that's probably all we got the farm for, I think. And then I'll get on to getting some rockets.
Cause it's easy once you know how it's done. You can't stop
I'm pretty happy with how this base has actually come together. For winging it, it's actually quite strong. I repeated what I did on the front, on the rear side, set some auto furnaces up, and now this base was in a pretty decent state. It definitely wasn't in its final form, but it was now quite an expensive raid, so I shifted my priorities. I wasn't as concerned now with being raided, as I had externals, so I took the only 2 auto turrets I had and stuck them on the edge of the train line in an attempt to catch out ZERG members using the train. The goal now was to start scouting out raid targets and to prepare for my first few raids. It's actually starting to look like a fortress. I just need to put some lasers on it now, make it the most obnoxious base in Rust. But for now, I think we go for a lap through the snow. I can hear a raid out there. I might have a look at that and some bases. If we can find some farm bases, write the coordinates down. I do have enough for quite a few satchels. I don't have rockets yet. But if we raid some farm bases with satchels, it might be a good opportunity to snowball some bigger raids. Well, he was definitely in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm literally admiring my rocket, he just runs past me. Oh no, it's one of those cringe, stupid monument towers. For those of you who haven't played the SEA servers before, you'll get Chinese and Asian Zergs build these huge towers exactly like that around all the monuments in the snow, and I'll just stick someone up there all day with an L9 just to lock it down. But don't feel bad if any of these Zerg members drive their train through my turret trap. This is what I wanted to come look at. There's a big raid going on. Now, the first couple days of the snow on these servers are war zones. But once everyone establishes their power, they kind of look outwards of the snow, and guess who's sitting right on the edge of it? Me. So just want to keep tabs on who's doing what out here, and what bases are being raided, and what ones are staying around. Interesting. Whoever's built that big fob out the back is probably my #1 enemy. There's likely a huge ass Zerg down that way on the coast. All these guys on this side will eventually get raided, I reckon, like the ones that are shooting now. This little base is like right next to my turret pod. I don't think there's a lock on that second door, and it's wooden. And it's decaying. It might not have anything in there, but it's what, 3-4 satchels? So I reckon we just start easy and we try and raid this little thing. With the snow at war with itself, I decided now was the time to start doing some raids. I was going to start small and then work my way up to the point where some of the raids I do later on turn into full online raids where I'm being countered by big groups. I walled in my rock, put some barricades up, extended the tower up to a shooting floor, then made a bunch of satchels and got started on raid #1. The turret's been going off. Either someone's tried to bait it or they're trying to get their loot back. Oh, that's funny. Got a little farmer and an AK kit. It's going straight up into the tower. I don't imagine these turrets are going to last that much longer. There's no more of them. I reckon he was a part of the group up on the hill that was shooting at the raiders earlier. Oh, wow. I did not expect this at all. I thought it was just a decayed base that was completely empty. I'll take it. No complaints. It's a good start. Didn't really use that many satchels. People might not be able to figure out this was the raid, but just in case, I'm going to put some doors on. I'll actually reuse this base. I'll leave the farm here and I'll come get it later when it's dark. Definitely dodged a bullet there. I'm glad I didn't try and run that loot back. That's insane off 3 satchels. I have a feeling this might have been like a cheater base, because for that door to have been decaying, they had to put no upkeep in it after day 1. And who leaves this much farm in a base after day 1? It's gotta be cheater base. That or stupid ZERG member. While that's cooking up, we're pretty much gonna go straight back into another raid. From here on out, it's just war. But while it's cooking, I watched a Wilgen video this morning, and he's playing around with wallpaper, and I forgot that was a thing. I don't roleplay much, but I'm getting the wallpaper out. Don't judge me. Did I just see what I thought I saw? I played way too much Rust today. Either that or it was a glitch. I'm now a pacifist. You know, I don't PvP at all. I'm a role player. Actually, it looks pretty cool. Get some lighting in here later. It's look wicked. But I've roleplayed too much for like the entire year. So I need to go find a raid target and to PvP. So let's go do that. There's a lot of potential targets out here, like a lot of these 2x1s and stuff. If they haven't been raided, they probably belong to the ZERGs for some reason. Like that little base in front of me might be a Arctic research base. But I'm pretty much going to run around and mark every single thing that I think might have loot in it, and we're going to raid it. He had a launcher on his back. Oh my god. It's running raid loot. There's gonna be more. I need to get this and go. That's just insane. A lot of that I need. The high qual. I got the crude for rockets. The launcher itself. Like, only on SEA does things like this happen to me. Not any other server is like this. They're so looking for their loot. I've been trying to find which way they went. I think that might be my Tommy I just lost. And I'm pretty sure he's come from the hill up there. I don't reckon I'll be able to raid that base, but they might have some like little bases around the edge, farm bases, that I could potentially raid. Classic. At least I still got that main loot back. That base there, I reckon, is the next raid target. I still only have satchels, but it's really close to my turret pod, so I can use it as a defense and respawn from. But I reckon that's the play. Raid that, and then do rocket raids. Get beamed. With my next raid target selected, it was time to start preparing for it. While raiding is a good way to get loot, it is also a very good way to paint a target on your back. I'd already been caught running loot back to my rock base, so I had to be on the lookout at all times for a possible raid, as the more I raided, the more likely I was to get raided. Alright, time for raid number 2. I have to get 10 satchels off this time, so I'm bringing an auto turret. I've learnt from my previous mistakes and other wipes. I have a feeling we might get rolled up on, I don't know. We're about to find out. Well, I did guess right, it is a farm base. There's a bit in here, maybe not like complete profit, but I'll take it. It is better than nothing. Well, that could have been loaded. That's something I would do, stick it under the jump up. Like, it isn't insane, but I'll take that for a second raid. Honestly, the jackhammers. I really need jackhammers, so I'll count this as a win. I'll run this over at some point, and we'll go for a bit of a scout and have a look at another raid target. I'll be 9 off. That was optimistic. Oh my god. Well, I'm now the proud owner of a new base. We have everything in here to make pickaxes, and there's already some here. I'll just slowly start picking my way out of the walls once they've given up, and then run the loot back. These guys are actually kind of loaded. For me as a solo anyway, I've done nothing but use pistol bullets on them, and I've profited all of this. I'll give it a bit of time, I'll let them quit, and then I'll pick my way out, and we should be okay with all the loot. Alright, we're free. I'm gonna wait for the sun to go down, and then I'm gonna run all this loot back. I really hope I don't die right now. With all of this loot from this, the last raid and the first raid, we're pretty much at the point now where we can start using rockets. So once I get back, hopefully, if I get back, we'll start preparing for our first rocket raid, which is going to attract a lot of attention, and I don't think it's gonna be easy. After getting all the loot back from that second raid and stealing the trio's base, I was now ready to start looking at some rocket raids. I ran over to Outpost, got some auto turrets, started fortifying my base up a bit, and got started on making the rockets for my first raid. Once the rockets started flying, things were not going to be easy. I was expecting every single person in the snow to run over and try and counter these raids. Oh, this is like tunnel run number 8 or 9 for the day. I don't know how much this will make it in the video. They've been pretty uneventful so far, but I've been trying to get sewing kits and pipes and rifle bodies and pretty much everything I need for a raid, AK kits and rockets. We'll do one more and I reckon we'll be pretty much there. Well, of course, I've been beaten to it. Someone's legs just broke. Oh my god, that's exactly what we need. He's got the sewing kits and everything on him. We're gonna have to go the long way back. He's probably got friends above the elevator, or he's there back already himself. We'll go the long way through the train tunnels, and I've got that exit next to the cave. We'll get out there, and if I get this back, I think it's rocket raid time. It's a solid train tunnel effort. Look at that box, the comps I got from going deep on those guys and being down the train tunnels. I think I'll spend a bit of time just preparing kits and making everything up, and then we'll go scout out the first rocket raid and we'll send it, I reckon. That base in front of me is the first raid target. I'm pretty much going to wipe everything out in a 2x2 grid around me that doesn't have a key lock on it. We'll start with this one. I've seen a guy come out of it on wipe day, but it's been less active from then. But it is peak hour. I'm concerned that the server's going to roll up and make my life hard, but I like a good challenge. Alright, it's time. Almost lost my rockets to a train, but I don't think I'll need all of these. I've got them just in case there's an armoured wall. We'll just have to protect whatever we don't use. Hopefully the space is loaded, and wish me luck. We need to be quick. I'm not too optimistic. That was all stone, but there's a train pulling up. Get some smoke grenades out. We'll go have a look and see what was in there. Well, you win some, you lose some. Good thing is I didn't use many rockets. Bad thing is I have to defend the ones I have and then try and get them back to base. Wait, why does he have a bolty? I'll take it, I don't have one. It's starting to slow down now and it's getting towards dark. It's been a whole day cycle of me just shooting people in AK, but this raid gave me some good insights. It is true if I shoot a rocket, a lot of people come running over. So I need to be careful with my next ones. I might need another auto turret, to be honest. I didn't get much from this raid, but we're pretty much going to turn straight around and go back into another one because I've already got rockets in the vending machine, plus the ones I save from here. I don't need to farm anything, so we'll get another target and then we'll raid that. My first rocket raid was complete, and unfortunately I didn't get that much loot from it, but it did show me that all the people around me were very willing to come over and try and counter. Now overnight a base had popped up next to me, and I TC griefed it earlier in the morning. I'd not seen the guys all day since the TC grief, so I went over to raid it. Even if it was TC griefed, it was too close to me. As I alluded to earlier, the more rockets you shoot, the more attention you get, and there was increasing attention around my base, and I was certainly starting to become known to everyone in the area. We're about to do rocket raid number 2, and that's to get rid of my neighbour that built a base last night. I haven't seen him around for a while. I really don't know what's going to be in here, and we might not get counted because it's so close to my main base, but that base just needs to go. Even though I've TC griefed them, I don't want them to like put a tower there out of spite, which is something I would do. So we need to stop that. Oh, that's a good sign. Ooh, I'll take that. It's better than I thought, to be honest. I didn't actually expect it to have loot in there. Got the pipes for rockets. I just wanted to get rid of it, but I will take that. Raid 2 actually had some loot in it. Now I had my eyes on 2 bases I wanted to raid, but I would need 40 or so rockets for each one, and they were located in places where I knew I was going to get a lot of counters. So in a hope to snowball into these bigger raids, I literally went around raiding every single small base around me in the hopes to hit the jackpot, online raid or not. It's safe to say if you had a base near me this wipe, it wasn't safe. Some raids were more eventful than others, and some had more loot than others, and somehow I didn't mess a single one of these raids up. Overall, I profited a bit, but it was not enough to snowball into a bigger raid. I farmed up the remaining sulfur for the first set of 40 rockets, and attempted to raid an active clan farm base. I was dreading the next raid as it was deep inside clan territory, and I knew that it would be a fight right to the end, win or lose. Right, raid number, I don't even know, but there's a clan farm base on the ice lake that was next to me at the start of the wipe where that group got raided. It's active, and there's a lot of active clans around it, so this, I really don't know how this one will go. Either I come out loaded, or I come out with nothing, but we're about to find out. They're definitely there, like look at those snowmobiles. They might be in their AFK, or they're in their main base, but I think we're gonna have a fight on our hands. that's not good. I have a couple rockets left. I think I can go through another set of garage doors, but I can't get the angle to rocket. I need more control, but there's a lot of them. I had finally lost the raid, and to be honest, even if I got control of that base, I don't think I would have had it for very long. I got a line of rockets off of them, put it into the fob, one even tried to PvP rocket me. They were using them like they had infinite at their disposal. That raid was destined to fail the second I shot the first rocket, but that's okay, you win some and you lose some, and you never know if you don't try. After that loss, I was not going to sit idle. I did another farm run, got a bunch more rockets, and wanted to raid my final target. I could not end a video on a loss. While my sulfur was cooking though, I put the final touches on the interior of the base, and I must say, it looked pretty cool. Wow, I just failed that raid behind me like an hour ago, and these blokes have rolled up in this huge tower. I wonder if they're the guys that I ran into, because there's a big group down south, which still has me a bit concerned, to be honest. Like, I could be on the receiving end of one of these later, who knows, but just gonna watch this for a bit, and then I'm gonna bedazzle the inside of my cave, rock, and then cook my sulfur, and then send this last raid, hopefully winning it. I actually think it might have been these guys that counted my raid. You know, I'll get them next time. Look how cool this looks. I gotta say, it's probably one of the more like better bases I've ever built by just winging it. The wallpaper, the lighting, like because I retired my last main base and I'm working on a new one, it's given me the opportunity to build like these exotic bases. Don't know what's in store for the next video. I might have another one up my sleeve, but for now, I'm a pacifist. This is what I do, I don't raid. That's a lie. I'm about to do another big one. This looks even cooler in the dark. This is honestly one of the best bases I've ever built in all of my Rust. It might actually be number one, to be honest. I've outdone myself here, I think. But just going to prepare for this next raid during this next day cycle. When the sun goes down again, it's raid o'clock. We're going to try hit a base on the other side of the train tunnel exit. It's been there since the start of Wipe, and I think it was either a clan starter that lives near it, or it's an active farm base. But once again, I'm pretty sure we're going to have the tribe roll up, so it's going to be a fight. I don't think anyone's in this base, but there's a huge clan base next to it, and the fact that it hasn't been raided just makes me think either their starter or their farm base. So I'm going to do this in 2 parts. I'm going to run over, build the raid base with like an extra auto turret and a few extra things compared to last time. And then I'll run the rockets over the second trip, all in the same night cycle. And then when the sun comes up, we'll try and raid this thing. I'm not going to do the auto turret yet. I don't want the laser lights shining next to that big base. They might come over and have a look. Alright, it's now or never. Time to send it. Wish me luck. Hopefully this ends well. Well, that didn't take long. It's going to be interesting, this one. That was definitely that clan's base. The sun wasn't too far off setting. I don't know if they've sealed it, they could have. This is the last of my boom. I'm going over there in the hopes to get through that wall and at least seal it. I don't think there'll be any loot in there, but at least I can say that I took the base off them. Oh my god, what a roller coaster. I don't even care if I got the loot or not. I just wanted the base. And one of them sitting outside playing copyright music through his microphone, so I'm going to mute him. But we got the base. Doesn't look like there's anything in here, but I wouldn't call it a win. I'd call it a draw. It's my base now. In Rust, you win some and you lose some, and the struggles of raiding on a high pop peak hour main server as a solo were on full display in this video. These raids are big risk and even bigger reward, and the more I do them, like anything, the better I get at them. I do think I do need to come up with a new raid base design though to withstand all these bigger groups countering me on these servers that I play. I'll see you guys next month. As always, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, bye bye.